thank you very much for inviting me here today. The subject is, of course, close to my heart. But it's also a subject that I've lost very recently, as you know. It's very hard to think about what one can speak about Vikram. 41 years of, like he said, a fairy tale marriage, when you live with a man who's just an extremely nice human being, it becomes very hard to lose him. And my loss was sudden. It was literally 1 minute. In 1 minute, my entire life shattered into a million pieces. And it was very hard. Mr. Javadekar, I'm so happy to see you. A warm face from back in history. Namaskar to you. Somebody who has been a mentor to my husband. He had great respect for him, and it feels very nice to have you in the audience here today. So he was a very wonderful man. I woke up literally one morning to lose everything I had. I did not have a single minute to grieve because I had, within I think 48 hours, I was on my feet because I had to do the paperwork with 7 joint venture companies with Toyota Motor Corporation to ensure that in the forthcoming December board meeting, both Mansi and I are reinstated on the various boards, and that we are able to seamlessly replace Vikram in all the positions, because Vikram had built this joint venture with all his blood and sweat and tears. And I had been partnering him from behind. But it's different when you're working with an absolutely brilliant man on the side and having to take over from him and lead the battle from then on. So I had no time to grieve. A lot of people came and said to me that you must see a counselor and that you must take some medication for your grief, because without knowing it, your emotions will be overwhelmed and you will not be able to think rationally and pursue the goal that you have set yourself to do in such a short time. You've not given yourself time. I said, life did not give me time either. I lost everything in 1 minute and I had 48 hours to put my life back into action again. You know, sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to, so I'm sharing this with you because in everyone's life there comes that moment of reckoning when you are faced with loss or grief. And what I want to tell you is that a lot of people asked me, how did you die? I said, no, I did not see a counselor, though it's a wonderful thing to go and see one. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I advise every single person that if you have any kind of an emotional baggage or you have any strain or a mental health problem, you must first immediately go and see the psychologist or the medical counselor. It's very important. But for me, each one grieves with his grief in their own way. I decided that I must have a purpose. And I realized the minute you set a purpose for yourself, you automatically start driving towards it and you start learning to live with the grief. It doesn't go away, believe me. But at least it doesn't overwhelm you and get in your way, because your emotions are occupied in the pursuit of a goal or a purpose. And my purpose was, I will carry forward with my daughter Manasi. Together we will carry forward everything that Vikram has built to the best of our ability, capability and hard work, because don't forget, we had learned from the best. And because you have asked me to speak about Vikram today, I thought I will give you this backdrop. So today, as chairperson and managing director of Kirloskar Systems, and my daughter Mansi is vice chairperson of Toyota Motor Corporation, we are on all the 7 boards of our joint venture companies. Not only are we helping to drive the business in the manner that he did, but we are trying to bring our own individual value addition, because we realize we are walking the same path, but we cannot walk in his shoes. The path is the same, but the shoes have to be our individual cut, size and fit. Because if you do something that somebody did in his way, you will fail. Similarly, if that person attempts to do something the way you do it, he will fail. So you have to walk the path, but you have to define it in your own way. And that is what we both are attempting to do. The first 2 years have been very kind, have been very good. I look up at God and say, maybe it's your way of compensating me for all the unfairness that you dealt out to me. So maybe this is your way of compensating me. But we were very fortunate, because the one thing that held us, of course, our inner strength, the fact that Vikram gave us a past and a foundation that was so happy, that happiness really gives you power. Happiness gives you a lot of strength. It also gives you conviction, and it gives you the energy to take the road ahead. With all that, the one thing, the one legacy that he left behind, which has helped us the most in the last 2 years, is his people network, his relationships with people. Whether it's with the Japanese in Toyota across levels, or it's with Maharashtra Mandal, or it's with his school friends, or it's with Mr. Javadekar, who he may have worked with years back, or it's with just general public. Every person he touched, he had the range and the depth to make a difference in the life of that person. And I always say this about Vikram, a man who never put his name on anything but left it on everything. That's a very hard legacy. The easy part is to carry forward work and meetings and contributions and value additions, because we are all, like Ajit Bhau said, luckily I've been working from day one. My daughter also came back from college. In any family business, you do tend to integrate the children much faster, almost since they're born. So she was already on the board, she'd already worked on projects with Toyota, so it was very easy for her to slip in. That was the easy part. The hard part really is to carry forward his relationships, the commitment that he had to people, the difference he could make in the lives of people without really saying it. And that is the biggest learning that I want to share with you, that finally all that matters are the people and the relationships that you invest in. And that's, remember, people are your only asset. And that's what I really want to say about Vikram. Thank you. And yes, I did not really even spend more than 2 minutes to say yes to Ajit Bhau, because I realize it's not just about me saying yes and feeling good about it. I must also respect and remember that you have recognized and you are giving me the respect and the time to invite me here. So saying yes is just a very, very small way of saying I appreciate it and I thank you.